What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Today's topic is unconditional love. Unconditional love. And the reason I bring up this topic is because talking to adults from different generations and reading articles and looking at blogs and tweets and any kind of social media outlets or information that has been collected and put out there for individuals to read and grow their knowledge. They talk about love and in a very different way than back in, I don't want to say the old days, because I'm very hesitant to use the word old, because I feel like everyone's morals and beliefs allow them to think differently. So it's not an old way or new way of thinking, it's just how you're raised and the morals that you lay and the values that you have yourself. But in today's society, we've made it okay to have random hookups, to meet people one time and never speak with them again, to not get to know each other on an emotional level. And I bring up unconditional because unconditional is something that you rarely see in the world today. Every time we give or we do an act of kindness or work on a project or anything along those lines, we do it with the expectation of receiving something back. So we don't do things without an expectation. We set expectations on everything we do and everything we work on or everything we share with another individual. So what does it take to get something unconditionally? Because I'm a firm believer that nothing in this world is free. Nothing. Everything comes with a price tag, and that includes love. And I say this, and then I kind of backtrack to the point that I get to, because there's been one person in this world that has loved me unconditionally, no matter what sins I have committed, what wrongs I have done, no matter what kind of monster I've been or mistakes that I continue to make as I grow and mature and become the individual that I am today. And that is my mother. And she has given me unconditional love, and she has taught me, I guess, the definition of what unconditional truly is. But with that being said, in today's society, we toss words like love around and we say I love you very easily. And I'm not knocking that down, because I feel like people can meet each other and get to know each other so quickly and connect on a psychological level, not sexually and not in the other ways that everyone does randomly when they go out to the bar one night. But at what point do you know or don't know that something is unconditional? At what point do you start to believe that someone is truly there, not for their benefit? And not that I'm not saying you shouldn't have a relationship for the benefit, because I feel like relationships are made for not only that other individual, but for yourself to be able to help each other grow as individuals, together and separately. Because if you're with a person, you should be able to help them become a better version of themselves and continue to push them to get to that next level. And I think it's a two-way street. So I believe you should feel the same way as an individual also, that person pushes you, forces you to do things that you're uncomfortable with, and allows you to grow as an individual. But at the same time, that forces you to have the willingness to allow to trust an individual to break you, to hurt you, to possibly leave you in a worse off state than they find you. And maybe those are not the right words to use, but I think it's the reality of it, because you have to take chances. And I constantly think of, I know who I've become, I know what I am today, and I know what I'm looking for in life, and I don't have time to beat around the bush, and I don't have time to play games with anyone. But when I do things for an individual, it's unconditionally. I don't expect anything in return. I don't want you to help me. I don't want you to give me a gift. but the things you do out of the kindness of your own heart are also recognized and appreciated. And to me, that lines up with a whole idea of unconditionally loving someone, because they've learned to accept you, appreciate you, and respect you for who you are, and not try to change the individual that you are today. But at the same time, you have to be able and have the willingness to trust individuals into your life and understand that maybe they do love you unconditionally, maybe they do care for you unconditionally, and maybe they are in it for the right reasons, and the idea of caring for you and wanting the best for you. I always hope that everybody finds this. I always hope that everybody gets this in their life. But for certain individuals, it's a difficult thing to comprehend, understand, or believe. Not because we're unable to, but because of our reservations and circumstances that force us to overanalyze situations like that. But what I'm here to share with you guys is that without taking the chances to allow someone to love you unconditionally, you will never know what that truly feels like. And you have to be willing to take the chances and the opportunities to risk being hurt, to see if you can find someone who loves you unconditionally through the good times and the bad times, for richer and for poor, and for all those things that people say. But in reality, everyone's way of finding love and someone that cares for them unconditionally is different, because every individual's needs are unique to them, and everybody's needs are different. My needs and expectations in a relationship will be different than someone else's needs and expectation in a relationship. And we have to be willing to understand that we have to go through trials and tribulations to get to the point of finding someone who loves you unconditionally. But it never means to give up or lose faith in the ability of finding someone other than your mother or father to love you unconditionally. Because in reality, none of us were meant to live and die alone. So don't lose hope and don't give up. That's the message for today. If you stuck around to the end and you like today's video, smash the thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, check out ricosspot and subscribe. I'll catch you guys on Wednesday for the words of wisdom.